the independent part is they're a little bit hazy on that. I suppose they're trying to align it with BCAR, but at the same time they are wanting the third party commissioning in this. So that commissioning is probably doable. The 12 months one is probably happening less frequently. Then post occupancy evaluation, unlikely in this example. See how probably unlikely in your own one, although they'd like to see it happen. Um, and just going back to the commissioning of services, I suppose the more complicated the building technology that you have in it, the more complicated this commissioning gets. I think we're kind of gone a little bit full circle from quite simple buildings then to throwing all of the technology at them to solve all of the energy issues, to kind of coming back to a more simplified version of technology. And we're almost kind of, especially with homes, kind of taking off again in another complicated direction, because we are putting in mechanical ventilation and sometimes heat recovery. Within that, we have got our heat pumps systems. We then we could have PVs on top of that. Not that they're overcomplicating it, but that you know, we're driving more technology into it. I suppose with the air tightnesses in some countries, like ventilation strategies are acceptable where you open the window for 5 minutes every day and that provides some of your fresh air, even in a new build and in a new airtight building. What we would see that as a loss of energy here, I suppose, was just worth thinking about, that the smart technology will help, but we kind of need maybe simplified technology as well. And that's also from a user point of view to make it more understandable and workable. We had just discussed post occupancy in terms of it's not very likely, and then again, this getting the manual is probably very possible. Doing some initiation training, so like previously that might have been like the HP installer or the ventilation system installer would like come down to site and do, I mean once it's once the dwellings are occupied, and do like kind of an hour session on the different parts of it. But I suppose what COVID is kind of shown us and taught us is that a lot of this stuff maybe could be online. So there's maybe some opportunities there to kind of streamline it, where you could, they could do an online thing that's recorded and always accessible, and could be housed somewhere along with where this manual is housed. So that actually might be more achievable or more doable, using that kind of system, so that you could have the annual and the manual online, and that you would have it in plain English. You could get your 4 points, your 4 points there for the quality. And then just before I close it off, that we are looking at getting the 20 out of 37. So we did a bit better there than in others.